Hello everyone. Welcome to the third session on the video series on the SWISCA range of scales for grain and milled product weighing, for which Southern Illinois scale is the sales and service agent in the USA. Joining us today, we have Andreas Kleiner from Research and Development at SWISCA to talk to us about another of the SWISCA products. Hello, Andreas.
Hello, Ramesha. Thanks for having me here. Today we'll talk about the flow balancer, FLOBA. As I already mentioned in my two last videos, all our scales are working compressed air-free with highest precision. They are simple to operate due to the energy-efficient servo drives up here. They require only a minimal amount of energy. Our latest scale control is suitable to connect to PLCs or to cloud services. They're all very reliable. That's crucial in this production environment, as well as hygienic design. They're easy to clean, all made out of stainless steel, and only require a minimum of maintenance. Again, the same slide. All our products are core products, we call them. And last week we were talking about the Cervo. First video was about the Grano, that's for granular product, for non-free-flowing product. And today we're talking about this flow balancer, the quantity controller. The quantity controller FLOBA can be used to regulate a flow below a bin. We have 4 sizes that we provide. The outer dimension of the flow balancer are always the same. Only the inlet over the cross section of the slide gate and the deflection plates vary with the different sizes of this flow balancer. In front there's a housing. It can be opened. It contains the scale control, the motor, and on the side you can remove the side plate to have a good access to the inside in case if you need to clean it. And yeah, and also you can, by the way, you can take away this whole front section if you have a narrow space requirement. This flow balancer can be used for different applications, and one is blending. So blending means that you have different products stored in different bins, or product quality stored in different bins. And in order to provide a constant quality of your output product, you need to blend different qualities like wheat or hop together in order to achieve always the same output quality, because this quality of the products may vary from year to year. Yield is not always the same. Sun and dry or moisture, like rainfall, is not always the same. So that's why the quality of the raw materials is changing from year to year. And that's why blending is needed to smooth out these fluctuations in quality. So that's why you have below all these silos, you have a flow balancer. And then you can start blending these two different qualities together and feed it to the next process step. That's number one is blending, where you choose a flow rate and this flow rate is then achieved. Or you can have a continuous feed to a processing line that's also below a bin, but then you don't blend it. So maybe you have blended it before and you only need to provide a certain amount of product to a certain process. So these are these two main operating modes for the flow balancer. It also uses the same scale control SWISCA that is used with the Grano and Cervo hoppers. That keeps spare parts inventory on a minimum level. Again, we have this main board that is controlling the whole process. We have an interface to a PLC for field bus. There are 2 different types of field bus modules. One is an Ethernet-based field bus module that can be used for communication over Ethernet IP or Profinet. And the other one is a Profibus. And then we have a fourth one that we provide. That's RS485 for older applications, especially suitable for retrofits in existing older PLC or plants with an older control system. Again, the second interface is used to for the visualization. The Raspberry Pi runs on it and visualizes the data that is being provided from the PLC, from the main board here. This allows us also to connect to the internet and have remote assistance in case of when the operator needs help. Then we can log on and assist the operator in getting or for troubleshooting or optimizing processes. One unique feature that is comes with this flow balancer is that our scale control uses or has 3 load cell inputs, and one flow balancer only uses 1 load cell input. That means we can hook up 2 more flow balancer to the same scale control, and we have like a master and a slave, or a master with 2 slaves. And you only need 1 scale control to operate 3 flow balancers. So they're all hooked up to this main control board, and you can start and stop each flow balancer individually, as it would have its own scale control. That reduces costs and makes it very versatile. At the end, I will show you some picture again. You can see some installation or example pictures from installation we did in the past. So you see this master and slave configuration here. There's number 1, or the master is here, that contains the HMI, and here are 2 others that have only the motors built in, but they are hooked, the load cells and the motors are hooked to the main control board here, but they run individually. And they can be also started and stopped from the PLC individually. That's how it looks inside when you take off the left side of the flow balancer. Then you can have access to the inside. There's nothing disturbs or is in the way of for cleaning. You can also exchange plates if needed, or just figure it out how it runs and looks like. There's some others. There's an old flow balancer and our new one. You can just place it on existing spots where others are already in use. That's why we put a lot of focus on interchangeability. So the size and the dimension are almost identical to existing flow balancers. That makes it easy to exchange older ones with our new ones. So this flow balancer, I forgot to tell you what word can be used. These flow balancers are used to process granular products. They can be rice, they can be wheat, corn, or hops, or whatever it's needed. So, but it's not used, or it's not intended to process sticky products or non-free flowing products like flour. So that's really only be used for processing free flowing granular products. And it's an easier way. And the way it works, it's not a typical scale. So that's this product flow is from top. There's this inlet gate and this slider that changes the cross section. And then there's a deflection plate, and behind this deflection plate, there's a load cell. So we measure the deflection force of this product flow, and then we calculate the flow rate. It's not like a Gervo scale where we measure the weight of the whole product that is inside the hopper. It's an indirect, or we call it the semi-gravimetric method, and that's why it's not as accurate. It's very reproducible, but the accuracy is less than the Gervo and the Grano. But in some cases, like you see here, when you have to blend something, it's not as important that you have 1.00 tons an hour maybe, Or for example, it's important that if this one has 500 kg and this one has 500, they always go to the same point so that the blend is always right. And it doesn't matter whether it's 520 kg at the end or 480, but the ratio between these 2, 3, or 4 flow balancers should be always accurate. And that's it's a precise element for dosing and regulating a flow rate, but the absolute accuracy is not as accurate as a grano or a Java, because the way we measure, it's like here, as I said, it's an indirect measurement principle, and thus the friction and density and speed of the grains have an impact on the measurement, and that's why it's a little bit less accurate. We have achieved some accuracy from 0.5% to about 1 to 2%. That's a typical accuracy. So then I'm already at the end of my presentation, and I'm glad that I could show you a little bit about the flow balancer. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact us on our website or contact the Southern Illinois Scale on their website for further information. We're happy to help you. Thanks for watching and for your attendance.
Thank you, Andreas, for this informative session. I believe that those of you watching now have an idea about how the SWISCA FLOBA can be a good investment for your business. If you have any inquiries, feel free to reach out to us and we can help you. Thank you and see you in the next video.